Michael, Sea of Thieves devs mysteriously survival game rears its head after 4 years as Xbox boss Phil Spencer. Dude, that's the worst combo. Xbox boss Phil Spencer goes hands-on. Con Surin over at Games Radar. Phil Spencer is maybe one of the few gaming executives who actually play games. In Vampire Survivors, playtime on Xbox is staggering for what it's worth, not to mention all the times he's been spotted in-game or nuked in Fallout 76. But he's now decided to flex on everyone by sharing that he's played unreleased versions of Fable and Everwild. That's right. The Microsoft gaming CEO appears to have been doing the rounds at Xbox's UK-based studios as he recently posted about visits to Playground Games, the studio behind Forza Horizon, and the upcoming Fable reboot, and Rare, which has a 39-year history spanning Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark, Sea of Thieves, and now Everwild. Where is that game? Quote, great day at Rare. Hanging out with the developers at their desks and playing Everwild. End quote. Spencer wrote in a social media post from yesterday, Everwild is undoubtedly stunning, but despite being announced 5 years ago, we don't actually know much about the fantasy game. Co-op might come into play, and our bonds with majestic creatures seems to be a big factor too, based on his latest trailer from 2020.
No,
Michael. But details about its genre or what playing the game actually feels like is all a mystery, possibly due to its purported reboot mid-development. At least we know now it's been chugging along nicely. Playground Games also tweeted that its, quote, team loved chatting to Phil about all things Horizon and Fable and showing him all their awesome work, end quote. The company's new take on the Twisted Fairy Tale series is due out next year. Yeah, we'll see. And they're pretty much a perfect match. Gorgeous open worlds, changing seasons, dry British wit. I wonder how many chickens Spencer chased in his hands-on time. Michael, we'll see what goes on next year. But could we get Everwild next year as well?
Oh, I doubt it, right? Unless we get something at the Game Awards this year, right? I feel like if we don't get a trailer for your game by the Game Awards, outside of GTA, they're in their own world, right? I don't want people to say, oh, we might not get it. Outside of GTA, that one's coming. If we don't have a trailer for your game by the Game Awards, I really just feel like you just need to go to 2026, right? You look at the calendar, it's so freaking massive already. You'd have to have your game ready probably by June or July. We've already seen January through April. That's absolutely loaded. May, June, and July, I'm sure, are going to be filling up very soon, especially if we get games that are delayed, maybe like an Assassin's Creed Shadow. So, highly unlikely we get that game. And also, the survival genre is so watered down at this point. Every other day, it feels like, Drew, you're telling me, hey, there's a new survival game out. Hey, I see a new survival game. It's just such a popular genre that you really need to make sure your game is polished and well done, or it'll be just another, all right, we played this for a week and the new one's out. Or I'm going back to the old heads that I love and everybody still is addicted to. So if your game isn't ready by the Game Awards to at least have a gameplay trailer, put it in 2026. Don't stress yourself. Make sure this game is done right, or it'll just become another survival game that everybody plays for just a few days.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that's the biggest thing. I think we are lined up for Fable next year, and then after that, we're looking further down the road when it comes to Everwild. I thought it was Everwilds, but it's Everwild. Either way, it's one of those, man, when we saw that game, I was blown away. I was like, what is this? I need to see what this is and get hands-on. And then they vanished for 4 years.
Yep.
Okay, what does that mean, right? Rare, obviously very busy right now with Sea of Thieves and chugging along with that game. Here, now we're getting into something brand new, a new IP. Thank goodness, Michael. Xbox, new IP. Will it stay exclusive to Xbox?
Doubt it.
That's the other side of it too, right? Day one on PlayStation. Can you, like, I hope they don't do that. I really don't. I know everybody wants to play it, and the more people play the game, the better. But at the same time, Xbox fans right now are looking for that reason to own an Xbox. Like, at what point will Fable then transition over to PS5 as well? That's another question that kind of rears its ugly head, right? So Xbox fans just sit in the back and wait and kind of go waiting for Phil to go, yeah, it's coming to PlayStation. Why would you do that? But hey, I don't know. Here we go, right? Indiana Jones is next up and coming into PlayStation next year. Fable we get next year. Everwild, Dude, like you say, that survival genre. Next, I feel like every other day I'm playing a new survival genre game.
Yep.
And some work, some really don't. I think Rare has been cooking on this one for a while. Even if they have to reboot where their idea started and get going again, there is definitely an opportunity, I think, for Rare to bring something unique to the console that we don't have, especially in the flavor, the way Everwild looks.